This is Miss Mary at the St. Francis Library, and I'm here to show you the first of our fun mid-kid maker activities for December. The first activity we're going to be doing is our indoor snowball shooter. For this activity, you're going to need the following materials. You'll need a pair of scissors, a balloon, a cup, some pom-pom or puff balls, and it's optional to use some rubber bands as well. The first step that we're going to do is we're going to take our cup and our scissors and we are going to cut off the bottom section of the cup. I've already started on this one, so I'm just going to finish this up real quick so you can all see what it looks like. So I haven't cut off too much of the bottom, but you want to make sure it's open on this end. And I have some of these little scraggly bits left, so you can always just take your scissors and kind of clean it up. It'll make it easier for the next step when we attach our balloon. So let's just make it a nice even edge. And there we go. The next step we're gonna do involves our balloon. So first thing we're gonna do is kind of give it a little bit of a stretch. Just wanna make sure that your balloon is extra stretchy and will work when we have to put it over our cup. So I've given it a good stretch, and I'm also gonna kind of pull on the end a little bit because the next step we have to do is we are gonna tie the end of the balloon off. So we're gonna tie a little loop underneath, just so we have a seal and we'll be able to pull on that for our shooter. Then after that, we are gonna take our balloon and we are gonna cut it off. We're gonna cut a piece off. Probably you wanna aim for the widest part. You wanna be able to stretch your balloon over the cup. So I'd say you wanna hold your balloon, try to find where its widest spot is. So I am going to fold it to make this cut a little quicker. You can fold it like in half like this to see better. And now I'm going to snip off the end of the balloon, like so. So you are left with an opening, and I will open this balloon up so you can see what I mean, like so. Our next step is probably gonna be the trickiest out of all the steps. We're gonna take our balloon, and I'm kind of using my fingers, as you see, to kind of give the opening an extra stretch. We want to keep it stretched open, and we are going to cover the narrow end of our cup with this. So like so. You want to try to keep that loop we tied off in the center of the cup. It might kind of dent your cup a little bit, but that's just the sides giving way. So we want to have our balloon on our cup like so. And this is where your optional rubber bands come in. If you want to be extra secure, you can always take a rubber band and wrap it around the top of your cup. But I think mine's okay, so I'm gonna leave it as is, like this. Now here's the most fun part of this whole experiment. You can take your puff balls and we're gonna put them in our shooter, and like so, success. The one thing we can experiment with, if you wanna see, does the position of your knot along the base of your balloon, does that impact how far your puff balls will shoot, or does it impact the speed? You can always experiment around with this, but we have made a successful indoor snowball shooter. Hi everybody, this is Miss Mary back again with our second of our mid-kid activities for December. For this activity, we're gonna be making our own DIY snow globes. For this activity, you're gonna need the following materials. 1 baby food jar, some glitter, a craft stick, and some water. The first step is we are going to take the lid off of our baby food jar, and we are gonna slowly pour some water in. I'm gonna fill it about 3/4 of the way for now, but we will be adding some more later. So I'm gonna fill my jar to about here, because the next step is gonna be in adding our glitter to our water. So I'm gonna pour some of my chunky glitter in. And I'm gonna mix it up a little. I'm gonna try adding some of our blue glitter as well. And you can experiment if you have extra glitter at home. Besides the ones we send in the kit, you can always try that. Does the different size of the glitter or the different texture of the glitter change in your snow globe? But after you put in your glitter, like I have my glitter like so, I'm gonna take my craft stick and I'm gonna very slowly kind of push at the glitter, so as you can kind of see, it's starting to fall down in the jar. Help it settle. You don't want to stir too fast and make it clump. You will have some clumps in your glitter when you start stirring it in, but those should settle out in a day or two after you've had lots of shakes with your jar. See, I'm getting some clumps in here, and I wonder if that's because the other glitter I added, the blue glitter, is like a fine glitter. It's very tiny, and I wonder if maybe that had some impact in it. But we're just gonna give it a little bit more of a stir. And as I'm slowly stirring, I'm gonna add some more of my water. I don't wanna pour too fast and disrupt the glitter, but we're gonna fill our jar very full like so. So there, I think that is all stirred in. So just again as a reminder, you see I have the water filled right to about the edge of the rim on our jar, but if you want to be filling it up all the way, just be very careful that none of your water and glitter spills over. Now our final step is going to be probably the most fun. You're going to put your lid on your jar. You want to make sure it's on straight. I got to line this up. And then you want to line it up straight and then seal it real tight. We don't want any of our glitter and water to come out. So I'm just testing that. And then the fun part is you're gonna give your jar a good shake. And there we have our DIY snow globes. Now to make this an extra fun science experiment, you can try several different things to change up the look of your snow globe. The one we made is just water and glitter like so, but I did use those two kinds of glitter. You can just try one type of glitter like I've done with this jar. This is just water and the really chunky white glitter that looks like snow. The first experimental version I tried involves the use of baby oil. So I put some baby oil in the jar, about a little layer in the bottom. Then I put the glitter in, mixed it up, and then added some water on top. So when you shake it up, it looks like so. Now it doesn't look like I wanted it to, so maybe there are some other things I could try if I tried to do this experiment again. Maybe did I add the water too fast to the glitter and oil, which can cause it to clump? Is it because I didn't put enough water in there? If you see, I have a fairly big gap on the top. So those are some different things you can try with this version. The last version I tried involves the use of paint. So what I did is I had a very, very tiny layer of the oil left in this jar. So I put my glitter in and I stirred it up. But before I added my water to the jar, I used a separate cup and I put just a tiny bit of paint, of the white paint in there with the water. And then I mixed it up really good and poured it in. And when I shake it up, it looks like this. Now this one, we can hardly see the glitter in there. So I kind of wondered, did I put too much paint in the water? Did I not mix the water and the paint enough? Were there still chunks of paint in there? So there's lots of different things you could try to see if you could make this one a little bit more clear as well. And if you want to even jazz up your jar a little more, if you don't want to try any of these ideas, you can always unseal your jar and maybe add like a little figurine. If you wanted to put a little person or a tree or something in there, you would just unscrew your lid like this. And with a grown-up's help, you'd need some hot glue. You'd put some glue on your lid and stick your figurine in there really tight, so then you could put it back in the water like so. But just remember, if you're gonna add a figurine to your snow globe, you wanna pour out a little bit of your water because that figurine is gonna displace the water levels in your jar.